So you knew that's why when when these people asked you, you were able to say yes. But then when everyone else was asking you, you were not
because
ready.
God and I had not had a conversation about all these other things that you guys were asking me to do.
But God and you had a conversation about what these people asked you to do. So you're saying that we don't walk, we're not understanding. God is not talking to us.
No. Don't personalize this. This is not a personal thing. Don't personalize what I'm saying. You see, this is how relationships go wrong. How are you taking what's going on with me and personalizing it to you?
Because it was also happening to me. I needed your help.
Okay.
And you were not in a position to help me.
I
understood.
I understand. But did you hear specifically from God saying, tell her to do this? Did you?
Come on.
No.
What was I asking you to do? Do you think that I would?
That's the thing, though. Welcome to the safe lounge.
Welcome back.
Welcome, guys.
I don't think I'm A-okay. I'm okay.
All right. What do you need?
But then again,
do you need anything to be A-okay, or
do I need anything?
Yeah. Like, what can we do right now to help you?
That's the thing. I don't know how to ask for help.
Do you know what you need?
I know what I need. I'm sure when I get it, I'll know that this is what I want. I know, I'm sure when I get it, I'll know that, okay, this is what I want. Yeah.
Knowing what you need and being able to vocalize that this is what you need, and not knowing and only realizing once you get it that this is actually what I needed.
I am that person. That's
the second one.
When I get it, I'll know, okay, this is what was missing. Because right now I don't know. But then I do. I feel like something is missing.
Okay. We'll pray for you.
Yeah. Okay, pray for me. But we did pray.
No, because you don't know what you need. How do we help you if you don't know what you need?
Yeah, anyway, I'll be fine.
Maybe let's sit on it, right?
Yeah.
We go through the episode. And then we find out at the end how you're doing.
Okay. And you? How are you?
I'm good.
She's always good, guys. It's impressive.
I'm in a good place. I think the start of my day was a bit. It was I started okay, right? I woke up, I was good, I was feeling ready, for recording and stuff. And then I had this shocking call, and I had to recalibrate myself.
But she really deserved that call, to be honest. And
okay, this is judgment. I feel judged.
I'm not judging her, but then I'm saying that for someone who was advocating about communicating and treating people the same way, you hadn't been treating people the same way. That's why you ended up getting that call.
No, but you see what we were saying.
Because if
the other day, right,
your friend, I ask you for a favor, and you just say no.
And we also
it's a straight no. Let's not go in.
And we also say when a person says no, right? Maybe try to find out what's really going on. Are they really in a place to be able to do what I'm asking them to do?
The thing with me now is I remember our conversation, and I think I actually have it.
Which one?
When I asked you for a favor and you say no, and you even gave me the explanation why you're saying no, but then it was vague. And I'm sure it's the same explanation that you gave these people.
Yeah, because I didn't want to. I didn't really want to get into it. I was in a place where God and I were sorting out some issues.
But
right?
that's the thing. So
we are sorting out some issues, and I'm not yet in a place to be able to talk about it.
okay, you are not in a place to talk about
And in
it.
the same manner, I cannot be put in a position where I'm convincing people to do something that I myself am not there yet. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I do get it. But then
Now
doesn't
people
that
are not going to understand what we're talking about.
when no, it's okay. I'm going to bring a little bit of. I'm going to shed a little bit of some light because here you set a boundary, right? With me, you set a boundary with with our director when he asked you as well. But then why could you not then set a boundary with these people?
Because I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Now this is a weird place for me because there are things in my life that I just know they're going to happen. I don't know how I know. Maybe it's the Holy Spirit who tells me, but I know they're going to happen. So whilst I was in a place of shock of saying, is this actually happening? I knew, but then I was like, when I knew about it, I was like, there's no way. And so when it actually happened, I'm like, I wasn't ready. It was like,
So you knew. That's why when when these people asked you, you were able to say yes. But then when everyone else was asking you, you were not
because
ready.
God and I had not had a conversation about all these other things that you guys were asking me to do.
But God and you had a conversation about what these people asked you to do. So you're saying that we don't walk, we're not understanding. Like God is not talking to us.
No. Don't personalize this. This is not a personal thing. Don't personalize what I'm saying. Listen, this is how relationships go wrong. How are you taking what's going on with me and personalizing it to you?
Because it was also happening to me. I needed your help.
Okay.
And you were not in a position to help me.
I
understood.
I understand. But did you hear specifically from God saying, tell her to do this? Did you?
Come on.
No.
What was I asking you to do? Do you think that I would?
That's the thing, though. That when a person is saying,
sometimes the Holy Spirit is a soft voice, Carol.
I get that. I do get that. But like I'm saying, I was in a place where I was having issues.
And the thing
with
I was
God.
asking you to do.
I was having issues with God, and we were in a place where we're still there, actually. We're still there. But I know for this particular assignment that I was asked to do, it's like something that has been building up for a long time.
Okay.
Right? And I know that whether it happens or not, I'm somehow in a phase of my life where it's just the platform has been set, and whether it happens or not, in some other way, it's going to happen. So I understand that phase. Okay. But then there's also this phase where, we're having issues like any normal relationship. There's a part where things are A-okay, and then there's a part where, you still need some work. And that's where we are with God right now.
Okay.
And my spiritual health.
Okay, I understand. I'm not going to push it because I don't want to.
Don't personalize it. It's not.
No, I have every right to personalize it, right?
When a person says, I feel this way about a thing, right? Even like the way we're discussing boundaries. When a person says, I feel this way, it's vital to be able to say, this is how they're feeling, but how does it make me feel? Are they attacking me, or it's their issue?
I actually don't think you were attacking me.
No,
but then it made me feel some type of way.
When you now say, so are you saying me? I don't hear from God. No, it's not that.
That's how it made me feel.
So now, we need to sit down with our feelings and say, now this feeling that I am getting, is it because they have directly said that? Is it valid or is it not? Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Actually, okay, how does this make me feel? Okay, you're still asking me to continue. Okay, I'll continue. So this
what
is how
I have said.
What you have said, right?
Yeah.
What it makes me feel is, you remember when we talked about how some of the issues that we have, or the issues we end up having with people or in life in general, is not necessarily because of what the other person did. Like in this case, right? You said no to me. It was a positive no. By no means do I think that it wasn't a positive no. I understand, right? It was a positive no. But then that doesn't mean that I'm still not going to be hurt by it, because it's so, it's okay.
Yeah,
also, it's also okay that I'm like, oh, but why? I also hear God.
I'm sorry for hurting you. But this is good, eh? This is good because we have communicated how everyone is feeling. And then now we're in a place to cover each other and say, I didn't mean it this way. And I hope you're okay.
I was speaking on behalf of someone else.
Are we doing okay?
All right. Today, we are actually going to be discussing something directly linked to this.
Yeah, the other day we spoke about boundaries and we say, why not discuss things that people talk about that are out of line? People say things, sometimes they don't know that this is, I'm crossing boundaries. Sometimes they don't know, is it ethically or morally right for me to be asking. They just think it's okay. So now we're going, and sometimes people are not educated about it. I know there are things that I've said to people that I didn't know, were not right. So let's talk about them. This is the discussion we're having today, to say what are the things that we actually cannot ask people in public if you don't know them that well, or, if you don't have that kind of relationship.
Even if you have that kind of relationship with them. I think for me, like the one that hit me the most when we're doing this research was, what's your trauma or what happened to you? I asked this even to people that I'm close to. And I honestly didn't know that it could be me crossing a boundary or me just being intrusive in some way.
But I think in my opinion, I think it's not bad, right? But the environment has to be right, the relationship has to be right, and the reason for asking it has to be right. Okay, like for example, if you have a good relationship and you're saying something. Because it's not everybody that you can correct or you can speak into their lives. Yeah. Right? True. So if somebody does something and you have that kind of a relationship, you're genuinely asking from a place of concern where you're saying, maybe you're doing this because of this. But the motive, maybe it's in the motive. What's the reason why you're asking?
It's funny how you keep saying like the relationship that you have with someone. But we have also discussed this, right? That sometimes you think you're at a certain stage of a relationship with someone, and yet you're not.
Well, that's when things come into play, right? When you ask and then somebody says, I'm not actually comfortable discussing this with you.
Or what if they're me? And then they will just be like,
And then you block. No, but we're working, right? We are working on being able to communicate our feelings.
You're going to meet a lot of me's in this world who will be like,
generally like people don't walk around asking people about their traumas.
Or telling people about their traumas. Like I just realized, like I recently told someone, like, okay, you're doing this because of
Yeah, you can't go around telling random people.
It's not a random person. But then when I saw this question, I was like, yeah, maybe that
No,
was
but
a
how
bit
did they
intrusive.
receive it?
No, they received it well because in general they're a nice person, so they received it well and they laughed about it. They were like, "Oh yeah, I've never thought about it."
We have to be careful about these things because
Yeah.
then we'll end up walking on eggshells with everything and trying to be politically correct for everything. It's just a matter of being emotionally intelligent.
That's the sweet spot, right? When it comes to boundaries, like you have to find that because otherwise we're not going to have conversations.
Talk about the weather.
Imagine. Oh my God. You just reminded me of someone. Okay.
That's wrong. That's get out of here. That's just no block.
All right.
Block.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to cross a boundary. What other questions do you have?
Relationship for people who are single, asking when are you getting married?
Okay. When are you getting married? I get when are you getting married. But what about asking, are you in a relationship? Do you feel like it's someone you're not close to, like someone you meet at church or at
No, you
work?
have no business asking me that.
Really?
No. Unless we talk about those things often, you have no business asking. And why are you asking? Why?
I don't know. Like, it's like a conversation. I know, like, what are conversation starters then?
Okay. Say, for example.
Weather.
Right? Okay. No. You're asking to do what with that information?
Like, just like, okay, I meet you, right? Or we're at church, we see each other at church regularly, and then we get to start talking, and we're talking, hi, how are you? How's your work? How's work?
Then are you in a relationship?
Uh-huh.
And then are you in a relationship?
As the conversation is progressing, are you seeing someone?
You want to introduce me to someone?
Maybe.
If you want to introduce me to someone, yes. But if you're just asking for the sake of asking.
Just so that you know, and then maybe in the future, introduce you to someone, or I don't know. Still no.
No.
Okay.
No.
So guys, don't go asking people if they're in relationships or not.
I think also another issue is it's the way that it's asked.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, being in a church setting, at the end of every year, in December, somebody will say, definitely, people you don't even talk to, next time this year. I know my clock is ticking, but I'm getting triggered.
But what then? Okay, yeah.
So you're saying next time this year to what? To give me hope? To do what? Like, what's the basis of saying that?
I think when it comes to relationships, right? It's also how people take relationships. Like for someone like me, I don't take relationships as something that's like too serious. Like I still think that you can meet someone today and you can get married next year.
For sure.
So when I say that next year this time, I'm actually saying it from that point of view. I don't know if it makes sense. Like really, like, okay, this year, whatever, you maybe you were in different countries, but maybe next year they're gonna be in this country or something like that. Like it's in a light way, but I get how it can also trigger someone because it's not like you're blocking people who want to be in relationships with you.
Yeah, because some people ask it, like, remember on the other episode we discussed that I was at a wedding, right? And then
it's a funeral.
It can also happen at funerals. Like people are...
But it has that effect on people, guys. She remembered it as a funeral and not a wedding. Anyway, yes, you.
And then somebody says, with your age, you must be in a relationship. There's no one at all.
Like,
what
why?
do you want me to say? Yeah, okay. And then I say, no, there's no one. And there's no one who's even coming to your DM, to your inbox.
Yeah, I get it. But I also think there are people who genuinely do not think it's possible.
Yeah, they're there. But this is why we're having this conversation, right? To say, whilst we have a culture where anyone can ask anyone anything, at some point you're causing a bit of
A pain in someone's life. Okay, I get that. This one is a no-brainer, but we need to address this. Why don't you have children yet? Or why don't you want children?
This, I actually, from my experience, when we grew up, this was kind of a normal conversation that you would hear older people asking other older people. Does that make sense? Like maybe our parents asking people who recently got married or who've had a child or so. Like you would hear them asking that.
Like, when are you having a child?
So that sounded normal. It's only when I was grown and I saw people who were close to me going through fertility issues that it then clicked that, oh no, actually, when you ask, sometimes a person is going through something and you could be poking at something, at a wound or something. Yeah. So if they haven't explicitly come to you and said, I'm actually having this issue, and if they haven't opened that platform for you, don't ask.
Okay.
Or you see someone that you speak to, you say hi to once in a while, you see that their stomach has grown bigger.
Oh, guys, I have had that. Like, okay, I didn't take offense from some of the people that asked me this question, but I think let's just not do it. Like, for me, I didn't take offense because I knew, like, I just gained weight and it was like everyone could say it. Yeah. But at the same time, if I was in that,
if you were insecure about it,
if I was at that stage where I am planning to conceive or I'm trying to conceive and someone would come and say something like that, I think it would be hurtful. So yeah, let's not.
And even for some women with like when they have fibroids or cysts,
exactly,
and the stomach grows big, your body thinks it's preparing for a baby, or it just grows. It grows to accommodate that foreign body that's growing inside you. So if you really aren't that close, don't ask.
Yeah, don't.
Just don't.
Don't ask. And why don't you want children, guys? I understand, especially in our culture.
We want babies.
People want babies, but some people, there are people who know that they're not going to be good parents. You know, there are people who are convinced that they're not going to be good parents. And maybe because they haven't gotten over their traumas or things like that, and they're just not willing to bring a child into that.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation one day with somebody who was saying, when I got married, I wasn't sure which place I was in. And then some years later on into their marriage, that person was saying, I don't think I want to have children. Now, that's a very difficult conversation to have with your significant other, because maybe the other person really, really wants to have children.
Yeah.
And then also there is that societal pressure from family. They want to have the grandmothers, they want to be able to hold their grandbabies as well. So that's a very tough conversation to have.
But is there anyone that you would be okay with having that conversation with, like, let's say, like what we said, your parents then coming to you and asking you, but why don't you want to have children? Let's say you don't want to have children. Do you think there's anyone who you can have a comfortable conversation with? Or it's something that's...
Given the context of our culture, that's, if you're not going to have children, I would say be prepared to have that conversation, to set people, expectations with people, to say, this is not what we are planning. And we have agreed within our marriage that this is what we're doing. You are going to have a very difficult time convincing them to accept that. But if that's what you guys have decided, then let them know, unfortunately from us, you're not going to be holding any grandchildren.
This one, I've heard it several times, even from people that are close to me, asking me, why don't you talk to your family, or why don't you talk to so-and-so who's a family member?
I don't know if that's like a no-no, though. Is it a no-no?
It is, because you know what that does? Sometimes you don't talk.
Breathe. Take a deep breath.
Sometimes you don't talk to certain people, right? Because of the pain that they have inflicted on you, or the hurts that they have done. So when someone is asking you, it's like they're reopening those wounds. And again, this is someone it's not like they're going to help you talk through those wounds or anything like that. So
again,
what's
why
the
are you
point?
Asking?
Exactly. Like, why are you asking me if I...
But then doesn't that kind of
that
conversation come up within a context of a conversation where somebody feels the need to ask that?
No. I think if someone is going to mention something, right, let it be me telling you that, no, actually, I don't have a relationship with this person.
So then can I then ask, but why?
Yes. But then not like you just like, I've noticed that you never talk about... No. For me, that's a no-no. Like, for me, that's definitely crossing a boundary.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
This one, I don't think it's crossing a boundary, because I've been asked so many times, have you gained or lost weight? Or you've gained weight, right? Or like,
I think also it's a context issue. For us in our...
I don't even care about the context anymore.
In our context, this is regarded as normal. But I think in some other cultures and contexts,
it's not.
It's off. Yeah.
It's off.
But for us, I mean, you see somebody who's going to the gym a lot, you're like, you've lost weight.
Yes, you've lost weight. What are you doing?
Weight. Yeah.
And I think even for me, it doesn't affect me. In the beginning, it did when I started gaining weight. Like, okay, maybe don't ask a pregnant woman.
But how will you know? How will you know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
If they're pregnant or not.
I think for me, in the initial phases, yes. But after that, I was just like,
people are people. People be peopling.
People are going to ask. They're not going to... why don't you drink, smoke, or party?
I don't see the sensitivity in that question, though.
Me too. Apparently, it implies judgment on personal choices of lifestyle.
No, if somebody asks me, right, and I tell them why I don't drink or why I don't smoke, their reaction to my response would then imply judgment. I think, at least in my opinion.
That's what I wanted. I wanted to say, I think the person, if that person is going to feel judged, maybe they have some insecurities. Or maybe they really want to be drinking, but they just don't drink. Or they really want to be partying, but they just don't party. Because for me, like, I don't know. What do you think? Because if you really don't drink and you're convicted that you don't want to drink, why would you feel judged?
Yeah, I don't get that. Why?
When
would
someone
you-
is, or if you don't like partying and someone is asking you, so you don't party, or why don't you go out sometimes?
Yeah, I don't know, guys. Maybe
Yeah, please.
you can comment.
You can comment
Yeah,
how
because-
it's before we judge. And
Sure.
then, how old are you?
I think people ask that, and then this one is a clear boundary. For people who
Really?
don't want to mention their age, they'll say, I know, I don't want with my age. People say that all the time.
Yeah, but is it crossing a boundary when someone asks you, how old are you?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think it is.
But apparently some people, a big number of people find it evasive and irrelevant.
In many contexts it is. People just do it because, they like things. But in many contexts it is. Why are you asking a person's age? So that you can do what with that information?
I don't know, just to know, like, okay, I get it. Like when you vibe with someone, you just vibe with someone. But then imagine, Carol, you're getting along with someone.
Oh no, we're gonna. That's a conversation that we're going to.
No, you're getting along with someone. Everything is going on okay, and then you happen to ask their age, and they tell you they're 18. What are you gonna do?
Well, they're 18 and they just look like they're my age.
Yeah, or they just
Lord have
acted
mercy.
mature.
Lord have mercy.
What are you gonna do now?
No. I think this is my opinion, right? There are times it's not invasive, right? Like there's a reason why you're asking. If you are getting into a relationship with somebody,
Ask.
then it's important to ask.
But have you ever, someone trying to get into a relationship with you, they ask you your age and you still feel like, nah, I don't want to, like you just felt like it's intrusive, like I don't want to tell them my age?
I think I went through a phase like that where I didn't really want to tell people my age. And then after a while, I was just like, because I look younger than I am. And I enjoy seeing people's faces.
I was about to.
Don't you dare.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
she
you-
does. And then I was like, okay, let me. Before people start guessing your age.
And so...
Yeah.
And so I enjoy looking at people's faces when they ask me and I ask them back, how old do you think I am?
And then they tell you.
And then when I tell them my actual age, and they're like, no way. And I'm like,
yeah,
it's a
I
boost.
guess, yeah.
Except for the times when I've been told when somebody has told me an age that's older than what I actually am, I'm like, am I losing it?
It has happened before?
Yeah,
Oh my
several
God.
times. That's when I realized I'm aging.
Okay. That's why I never ask people how old they think I am, because I don't think I'm going to be happy. I think it's better you ask me how old are you, I'll tell you my age. And that's it. No. This one I'm guilty of, and I recently did it to you. Why didn't you attend or go to the comedy show with us? Or why didn't you do this with us? Like, why didn't you do blah, 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 blah with this?
To
with
be
us?
honest, I really don't think that's intrusive.
Yeah. Me too, even when I was asking. But then it's like, I want you to get that you missed out. That's the element that
I didn't feel guilty. I don't feel like my life is just fine. I would have loved to go, but
No, you're fine.
I didn't feel guilty about it. No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Another thing is inquiring about someone's medical conditions
Woo.
and or disability.
That's a huge one. But
Even for someone's child,
yeah.
that's a very
Like if you
sensitive topic.
if you notice you're not a professional in that area, what business do you have
Yeah.
asking? If you want to help, let's say it's someone's child, if you want to help, just offer to help.
Yeah.
No need to say, okay, I've noticed that your child does. No. Like for me, that one is painful.
That's very sensitive information.
Yeah. But
Here's where it gets tricky. Tell us.
yeah, this is where it gets tricky. It's someone you're about to get into a relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
And you just feel like something is off.
Romantic relationship.
And you just feel like this person might have certain... What are you going to do? Are you going to ask? Or you're just going to let it slide? Because I understand that we're saying we should have boundaries, but...
The only way I would ask that would be to say, do you have any conditions that you want to tell me about that I should be aware of? Now, I have not limited it to a specific area.
Okay.
So they are free to tell me if they want to. But if they are not, and I continue to see that behavior, and you're still not willing to open up to me, and it will be something that I will have to deal with, then we are not yet there. Okay. You're not vulnerable enough for me to be able to see if I can handle that or not. So, yeah.
Any other questions?
Considering where we are living now, it's not a Christian society, right? Is it wrong to be asking someone specifically about their religious beliefs?
Look, I want to know. And it helps. Like, it's not like I don't have friends or colleagues who are of different religions. But at the same time, I want to know. I want to know such that I know even the conversations that we're going to have.
I think it's also important, like, and trying to understand from a place of how do I relate to this person. It's really not wrong, especially considering living here in the UAE, where you have people who believe in so many things.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to come across as, as condescending when it comes to certain religious beliefs, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's an okay question to ask, really, so that you know how to relate to them. Yeah.
I agree.
And I think as Christians also, Christians are very timid when it comes to saying what they believe and asking other people what they believe. But the other religions aren't.
Not as timid, right? Definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys. I don't think...
When it comes to lifestyle questions, are you okay with someone asking you, like, where you stayed or, like, where you grew up? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, fine with it.
You don't mind, like, someone asking you?
No.
Especially a fellow Zimbabwean, for example, who really knows about the country and everything, and then they ask you, so where did you stay growing up?
No, I don't mind at all.
Or what did your parents do?
I think, again, I don't think it's intrusive. But then at the same time... And this is not
someone that you're trying to get into a relationship with. It's like...
a random person.
Yeah, like you just meet, like, you know how sometimes you just go to a function.
That's how people get to know each other, right? That's
so
how
okay,
you get
right?
to find out if you have any similarities. And maybe you could bond over a small thing that you're discussing there. It's not... for me, I don't think it's intrusive.
Yeah, because here I was saying that asking people about things like that.
It's a tricky... We're living in tricky times.
Yeah, people are now... Anyway, that's it.
Let us know, guys, if there are any questions that we missed out that people should... or statements that people shouldn't say. comment. Let's talk about it. Let's have discussions about it.
That's right.
It was good.
It was nice. See you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye. Don't forget to comment, share, like,
and subscribe.
And subscribe.